Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Kramer. I wanted to talk to you about your project that you did not get to finish because school closed. If you remember these, it's your clay initial tile. And we're going to have to do a couple little different things because you'll be doing this at home. But I just want to kind of walk you through the steps like we are in the classroom. So last time we saw each other, you built your clay tile. You learned how to roll coils, right, to make your initial, and we talked about adding texture to the background with different tools, and we also talked about slipping and scoring. So when you were using the clay, it was actually a gray color, so I let that dry for a couple of weeks, and then I put it in the kiln, which is a giant clay oven, and it gets really hot, around 2,000 degrees, and now they've changed color and they're white. And normally what we would do is I would set up a bunch of different types of paint, and for ceramics it's called glaze. They come in fancy bottles like this, but unfortunately we can't do that. So plan B, because we're creative, right? We're artists. I'm going to send home your clay tile with some different supplies, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, let's talk about painting. What I did is I added one layer of primer on top of your clay tile piece, and that will just help with the tile not absorbing too much paint into it. And I had a friend donate these little tiny paints that are super cute. There's not a ton of paint, so you got to really think about how to use the paint. And just so you know, you want to use something called acrylic paint, not tempera. Tempera paint is temporary, it washes off. It's usually used a lot in primary or like preschool. But I gave you guys the big kid paints here called acrylic. So if you have your own acrylics at home, or if you're able to go out and pick out the colors you want, just make sure you buy acrylic, okay? So you can open up these, and just a couple of reminders about when you're painting. Let's go over my example here. When you're painting, you want to make sure that anytime you go to switch your colors, you want to, do you remember this? The hula dance, you want to rinse your brush really well. If you decide that you don't like these colors, if you have a plastic lid or a paper plate, you can pour a little bit on there and mix your own colors. The same thing, just think about always rinsing your brush so that you don't muddy up the colors and get the colors you don't want. Have fun with this. I would really love to see what you guys create with your take-home kits. So if you do get a chance, please post a picture in Class Dojo or send me an email. I would love to see what you guys are creating.